My boyfriend's parents offered me $200,000 and told me to disappear because a bakery girl wasn't good for him. 6 years later, they doubled the offer because their son hadn't smiled once since I left. I was 22 and working the register at a bakery 6 days a week when Oliver Marsh started coming in every Saturday morning for a plain croissant and a black coffee. He was 24, quiet, kind. He never tried to impress me. He talked to me like a person, asked real questions, remembered my answers, and one day left his number on a napkin with a note that said, "Only if you want to." I wanted to. We dated for a year and a half. He came from old money, the kind where the house has a name and the driveway is longer than the street I grew up on. His father Howard ran a private investment firm. His mother Colette sat on 3 charity boards and hosted dinner parties where the wine cost more than my weekly paycheck. I met them once. Colette scanned me top to bottom and said, "Oliver mentioned you work in food service." Not a question, a classification. I said I worked at a bakery. She said, "How nice," and turned to Oliver to talk about someone named Whittingham who'd just bought a place in Nantucket. Howard didn't speak to me directly the whole brunch. Not once. He spoke around me, over me, and through Oliver, like I was a chair that happened to be sitting at the table. I sat through 2 hours of conversation that had nothing to do with me, and everything to do with making sure I knew I didn't belong. When Oliver and I left, he told me they just needed time to warm up. 3 weeks later, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was Howard's assistant asking me to come to the Marsh office downtown for a private conversation. I almost didn't go. I should not have gone. Colette was already in a leather chair by the window. Howard was behind his desk. Neither of them stood. Howard pointed to the chair across from him. I sat. He opened a drawer, pulled out a single sheet of paper, slid it across the desk, and said, "We'd like you to end the relationship with our son. In exchange, we're offering you $200,000. The agreement was one typed page. Terminate contact. Don't disclose. Wire transfer in 5 business days." Colette examined her nails while I read it. Howard watched me the way you watch someone decide between 2 things at a store. He said, "This isn't personal. Oliver has a path, and that path involves someone who matches where this family is headed. You seem like a nice girl, but this isn't your world." Colette added, "Think of it as a head start. Most people your age would kill for that kind of money." I thought about Oliver. The Saturday croissants, the late night phone calls, the way he held my hand in public like he was proud to be next to me. Then I thought about the 2 people in front of me who could write a check to erase me and feel nothing. If I stayed, I'd spend the rest of my life being tolerated and managed and reminded I was the girl from the bakery who got lucky. So I signed. I took the money. I left. I didn't tell Oliver why. I just said I couldn't do it anymore. He asked what changed. I said I changed. He cried. I almost broke. But I knew the money in my account wasn't a payoff. It was a seed. I put $60,000 into a culinary certificate program I'd been looking at for years and couldn't afford. I put $40,000 into savings. I used the rest to open a small bakery of my own 8 months after I graduated. My name on the lease, my recipes on the menu, my hands in the dough every morning at 4 a.m. That was 6 years ago. Today I own 2 locations. I employ 14 people. I was featured in a regional food magazine last spring, and I have wholesale contracts with 4 restaurants in the city. Everything I built came from the money 2 people gave me because they thought I was worth less than their son. They paid me to leave. I used it to become someone they couldn't ignore, and then they tried to come back.